Today on Simone Talks.
Jerome Allen Bell, radio announcer, author, 2020 Whammy Award-winning recording artist, minister, host, mentor, and friend. This is Simone Talks.
Hello and welcome to Simone Talks. I am your host, Simone Walker, and today I am honored to have my mentor and friend, Mr. Jerome Allen Bell. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I am great. I'm so excited about being here with you on Simone Talks.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a brand new day.
It's good to be here. It's exciting.
Thank you so much for joining us. There's so much that you are doing. You just have been going. 2020 hasn't slowed you down at all.
Oh no, well busy is good.
Busy is good.
That's my thing. Busy is good. So we've been doing what we need to do to stay busy. Productive busy, not the other busy.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised in Washington D.C. I'm a real Washingtonian.
Not a fake.
What
does that mean?
Long before DMV. I'm not from the suburbs of Maryland, and I'm from D.C. I have lived in all four quadrants of D.C. Southeast, Southwest, Northeast, and Northwest.
Wow.
I tell the thing. I went to 4 different elementary schools, ain't but 6 grades. So I'm from D.C.
You covered the ground.
Graduated from D.C. public schools. Woohoo, H.D. Woodson. So yeah, I'm from D.C.
Do they do that? Hoo-hoo, Woodson, hoo-hoo?
I don't know, but Jerome Bell, baby.
So you have siblings?
I do. I have my brother Jeffrey, but it's in the book. But really, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister, which is really another story.
Okay.
But
another show.
That's another show.
Okay,
but for the most part of my life, I grew up. It was my mom, Jeffrey, and I.
Okay.
So my little brother Jeffrey, my big little brother Jeffrey.
Big little brother.
Yeah.
He's a big little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of kid were you? Did you all get in trouble, or just y'all
Well,
were kids, y'all were well-behaved, or sneaky, mischievous?
Maybe a little bit of all of it.
Okay.
A little bit of all of it, but what's trouble and all that today is so different than what it used to be.
What do you mean?
My trouble might have been putting my finger through the icing on the cake or something, or say,
You're that
or when the sign say take 1, and I might have taken 3. That kind of sort of stuff.
So you that one. We had to watch you all the time.
But not.
You were mischievous.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
No, not dangerous. It might have been dangerous for other people if I did something to their chair, but
No way.
Yeah.
Not to their chair.
We had fun.
That was fun.
We
that
had
was
fun.
back
Yeah.
then. What was your most memorable childhood memory?
Ooh, I don't know. I have so many, and you get to a particular age, and
You forget.
But I had a great childhood. I remember. It's interesting you would ask that, but what's amazing to me is that I had this tricycle. Tricycle. Mine had a chain to it, so it was it was like the Cadillac of tricycles.
Oh.
And people would hope that I would ride it today, and we never had to worry about people stealing it or anything, but it was a thing where people just wanted to see the kid with the tricycle. I don't know why I thought of that, but that's the 1 wheel and the 2 wheels in the back, and it's the pedal part had a chain that ran the wheels.
So it wasn't a regular tricycle. It was
No,
something to
it was
behold.
something fabulous.
So how did you end up with that?
Because my mama made sure that we had fabulous stuff. So I don't know. So that's that. We enjoyed my mom. We were impeccably dressed all the time. As a matter of fact, it was stories where I would change clothes 2 and 3 times. So
a day?
So a lot of the stuff isn't new. My mom would get upset because we didn't change clothes, and that when you do that, that adds to the laundry.
Of course.
But it's a lot of fun. I just remember childhood of fun, and I never recall not having, if we acted like there was something that we needed. My mom worked really hard. So that question brings a lot of memories of how hard my mother worked for us to be where we are and have what we have, and raise the bar for us to not mess it up. So so
You have a lineage
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back and talk all about radio.
Okay,
Radio.
I'll be here for it.
We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
The First Baptist Church of Highland Park Elevation Career Ministry, under the blessed leadership of Pastor Henry P. Davis, is excited to offer virtual professional development training each and every Monday at 6 o'clock p.m. Won't you join us? For more information and to register, send an email to elevation-employment@fbhp.org. You'll be glad you did. The First Baptist Church of Highland Park, doing our part in the community. Faith strong, faith forward, I focus.
Stay up on the wall, don't you? It's going to work out. Just yeah. Don't worry about it. Have a little faith, will be alright. Say yes. Stay up on the wall, don't you? It's going to work out. Just don't you worry now.
Welcome back to Simone Talks. I'm your host, Simone Walker, and today we are speaking with Jerome Allen Bell, and we're going to talk all about radio.
Radio, all right,
Yes.
yeah.
Tell us when you started getting interested in radio.
When did I start getting interested in radio?
When did
That's
you
real
get
interesting.
interested? Yeah, when were you?
I didn't.
When did you start?
You know
in
what's
radio?
funny about that is I didn't really get interested in radio probably until about 6 or 7 months after I was at the radio station.
Oh wow!
Because
so when did you start in radio?
I never asked. I've never ever filled out an application. I never asked to be on.
Wow.
I was the late great Madam Lucille Banks Robinson Miller,
Bless her
who
soul.
would frequent our church. You know, I was actually directing the choir, and I actually introduced her. And whenever she would come, if I didn't introduce her, I'd be the one that walk her down the aisle. Anyway, so she wanted me to come to the radio station on the weekends in the morning, which was like
And just help out.
very ungodly hours to be someplace, which I had never done.
Oh boy, we really know those.
But I was there helping her, and helping her on the weekends turned into a all-week job, turned into school after work, UDC,
Okay.
and
So you were in college at the time.
yeah, well, I started because this was summertime when I started there, and then school started, and basically, I thought that I was just going to do this a couple of weeks, almost 40 years ago. So I thought I was just going to do this a couple of weeks,
That's
and
a
school
long
starting. So
couple of weeks.
I'm not going to be able to do this. So when I said, well, school starts. And so, then it's, well, okay, well, what days do you have class? So I'm thinking this is it.
That's Dr. Miller.
But it turned into not only that, but she even paid for one of my semesters of school.
Wow.
She helped me
I
get
didn't
through
know
school.
that.
The late Marion Barry helped me get through school, his Pride organization. And they wanted to make sure that I stayed there. I ended up leaving YCB at one point, and I was at WDCU, which was a university-owned station. And so I was doing gospel and jazz there. A lot of the gospel people didn't like that he was also doing jazz, all of that. So, but then they wanted me to teach. So I began teaching the
UDC?
At UDC. I taught radio communications for the Mass Communications Department Radio Lab.
how
So you would
nice.
come to me to do Radio Lab, and I was doing all of that. So. So it's and then from there things kept happening, and as a matter of fact, I met the general manager. We were doing a taping at Spread a Little Sunshine show we used to have, and I was there, and they said Jerome Bell's in there. So
I
he
remember
says,
that show.
we're starting a radio station. You've got to be a part of it, and I'm like, I do, So
I do?
So when he showed me what the offer was, I was a part of it. But from there came another station. I was the station starter or something, because another station, and then they, it was lunch, and I didn't know, and then it was dinner, and so they put the paper, and I was okay. So I was at that station, and then,
Those papers are really
so it kept coming.
Right,
But when
yeah.
I tell you, thanks for that question, but I've never asked, I've never filled out an application. I never asked could I be on. Doors just
So it was
have
just
continuously been opening all these
right,
years.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was your destiny without even knowing it was your destiny.
Apparently so, because what I thought I was majoring in college
What was your major?
would have really been a mess. So
What did you choose? What was
my first college major, well, psychology still works, but my secondary major was actually chemistry, which brought about a clique to Mayor Barry and I, who at the time had just become mayor. He was on the school board. So, and a lot of people don't know, his degree was in chemistry. But what I found out was all my high school counselors, who I was straight A student in my science classes, those that talked me into chemistry, when I got to college, this is not the chemistry. So I had to find something else.
a
So
different kind of chemistry?
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
my goodness.
education is important, so I'm just really grateful. But yeah, you can be on a path that is always good to think of something, but then there's something that thinks of you.
Right.
And
Right.
and
it
so
becomes who
now,
you are.
yeah, and so when passion meets purpose, because
I like
it
that.
becomes a powerful thing.
It does.
I can't say that it started out as my passion, but I certainly always loved music.
Turned into your passion.
I knew I loved music. We had lots of music at the house, and part of what helped me be a natural at mixing music on radio was because the way I had mixed music at home, and because I also like to have parties.
Chemistry. Oh boy.
Right.
Oh boy.
It was a different kind of music, but yeah.
It was music nonetheless.
Yeah.
You were that was chemistry. You
Yeah.
mixed some music.
There you go.
I know how to
See?
work that. So,
There you go.
What was your
I'm a music chemist.
your
Yeah.
you just made up it works. What was talk about something that happened at the radio station that significantly stands out even to you today?
Oh wow! I just have to say relationships. The relationships that I garnered from being in radio, it's just really amazing how so many of them, we're friends. We text. We didn't have this texting
we
mechanism,
didn't have social media
but we're
and all
friends.
that.
I mean, when I started, I'm playing Hawkins music. I ended up managing Hawkins and managing Tremaine and teaching at Edwin's and Walter's seminar and being invited to their homes. I'm friends with the Clarks and the Winans, attended Karen and Drew's wedding, and we've just become
Relationships,
friends. Know, their kids, and I'm
Even
uncle.
still.
And all of that, yeah.
Even
So
still.
some however many years that's been, Winans and just on and on. So it's still living, the fact that through radio and the things I did there, which, let me do production, I had a production company that you were a part of.
Yes.
And we brought everybody to town,
everybody.
I mean, literally everybody.
And I can remember when we had the Winans, and my job was to keep everybody from backstage.
Which is a hard job.
Which was a hard job. And this guy kept coming in. I'm like, sir, you can't be backstage. I need you to, go back down. He says, I'm a Winans. I said, I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, Lord.
He said, I'm Daniel.
Oh,
I said,
yeah.
Okay, let me check that out. Because at the time, Winans
Yeah.
were Ronald.
The four that's on stage.
Mike,
You ain't
and
on stage. You
not
ain't.
on stage. BB and Cece. That
Yeah.
was my extension of even
Yeah.
being in radio and doing this. So I checked it out and I was like so embarrassed. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Please forgive me. Come on in. It's like,
But
it's no
those
problem.
types of experiences, those type of backstage faux pas and bloopers is what helps you get it together, and they become
Yeah.
experiences that you still remember that.
I do. I
But
do.
but all of them. I mean, because it wasn't just Michael, Marvin, Carvin, and Ronald. There was Daniel, and a lot of people really don't know David
Angie
because
and
David
David,
doesn't perform at all. So
Didn't he put out a record though?
not David.
Daniel-
David did
Daniel
not put out a
did.
record.
No, yeah, Daniel
David did not put out a record.
I got it.
And so,
David did not.
Angie, Debbie, and of course BB, CC, Benjamin, and Priscilla. So,
of 'em.
it's and they all are just gifted and talented and friends even to this day. So,
Yeah.
So that would be my thing with radio, just the relationships, and they go on and on, you know, from them to, you know, Pastor Shirley Caesar, and then have dined in fellowship with these people,
Oh, yeah.
and have been with them through their heartaches, and even there through mine. I never forget when my father passed. I heard from the gospel community, it was like a who's list, was crazy because, you know, Jerome's dad had passed, which, and you know, you remember those types of things. You remember those types of things, and so yeah.
Tell me about your first day on the air.
Ooh, my first day on the air. My first day on the air was a
first day.
complete catastrophe. No, I never forget. You know, these are great questions. She's good. I like this lady. My first day on the air, I tell you, it was 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. And the first song was the BLNS Singers of Washington, D.C., and their song was Hold On. And the thing is, I was supposed to be playing I Found a New Doctor. But when I had queued up the wrong song, you remember you used to have to cue. You used to have to turn the record.
Get the record.
And so
let's slow down. We'd have to get the wax record out of the
Yes.
library.
Yes.
The label on the record that songs we could play and could not play.
Well, here's the thing. This was so ahead of its time. This was before they had their record deal. So the record that I had didn't even have no names of what the record was. I just thought it was this one right here.
And we had to cue it up.
However, my era turned that song Hold On into a local hit for them.
Oh, wow.
Because nobody was playing that song. They was playing the other song. So
You
then
got blasted and praised.
so I was just like, good afternoon, you're listening to WICB, and the song came on. I said, this is, what is this? And
It's the wrong song.
the first words of the song is Hold On.
Oh my
And so when I was able to say this is, and she says, hold on, hold on. So that's what happened, for real. And somewhere there's a tape of that. So,
there is.
Yeah.
So tell me about the experiences with Dr. Lucille Banks Robinson Miller.
Can I tell you also that it was so many strong personalities in my time.
Yeah.
And we weren't allowed to get a big head about it. We weren't even really allowed to have but so much confidence, quite frankly. But when there's something in you, others see it, and many times others see it before you do. I'll never forget because it was between Lucille Banks Robinson Miller, Petey Green, and Howard Sanders.
Oh my goodness.
They were all saying that Jerome Bell should be on the air. And Jerome Bell isn't here to be on the air, you know. So somebody had gotten fired. This is one of the times my friend Don had gotten fired. And so I said, one at a time. So he said, literally, Jerome, you're on. And that's why I couldn't really get it together so fast on that Saturday afternoon. So, because I literally had...
Just like that.
But he was like, but you've been sitting there all week. You've been there. I mean, you ought to know how to do it, you know? So I kind of learned that you have to, but it was also about him getting the credit too. So, you know, whatever. And somebody's got to get the credit. It's okay.
Yeah. I put him on the air.
But those people, Petey Green, certainly Madam Lucille Banks Robinson, she did bring me to the station.
Oh my goodness.
But between her and, of course, Mr. Sanders was the general manager and owner of the station. Well, at that time, he wasn't the owner. He was the vice president and general manager at that time. So I saw him go from vice president to owner. So I've seen a lot, been a part of a lot, and I'm so grateful. I was having this conversation with another colleague. So grateful to have come through those challenging, difficult times that I'm telling you, I ain't scared of nothing or nobody.
Nothing in radio, because nothing can scare you in radio right now. I remember doing the engineering the commercials for Dr. Miller, and just how she wrote out her script on 15 pieces of paper.
Yeah, which could have been one paragraph. It's a whole half a legal pad.
And she threw them, and she threw them, and she threw them. So those were, and the bell.
Oh yeah, literally ring the bell. Does it have to be this loud? But can I also tell you, with so many people, before I became full-time during the week, when I first got there, Kathy Hughes was program director.
Yeah.
And actually, it was like her last week, which is really a whole nother
The
story.
week that you started
Yeah.
was her last week. So
Yeah.
you came in under Kathy.
Well,
Kind of, sort of.
kind of, sort of.
Okay.
Kind of, sort of.
Okay.
But Bishop Vashti was still there. Of course, she wasn't
Vashti
bishop
McKenzie,
yet.
yeah.
So it was just a lot of people.
Yeah.
Again, relationships, just being engulfed in this kind of environment. You know, I knew something special was happening. You know, radio was a big deal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and whenever people ask how, I don't really have the answer many may want to hear, other than God, you know, because that's not enough information. You know what I mean? But when I tell you, it had to have been, because I didn't know. I wouldn't have thought of it. I wouldn't have gone down there.
It wouldn't.
You know, it was definitely. It was definitely.
Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I remember the concerts. I remember not being able to go to any church that was having any event. You could not sneak in. You could not hide in the back. You were called out.
Yeah.
I see Jerome Bell someone told us Jerome Bell's in the house, or, you know, they called you down front.
Yeah.
You were like a star.
It was scary.
You were like a star in the city just by being on the radio, and just saw how things have just changed so much. So
it was
now.
so scary when I
Yeah.
tell you, because even to this day, even in speaking and hosting and doing all the fun stuff that we love to do, I like to do it, but I'm not real comfortable with in the sea of the people. It kind of freaks me out a little bit. So,
What do you mean in the sea of the people?
well, because when you're called out, as you said,
Yes.
and
Called out.
my fear was, and I'm not even comfortable sharing all the time what my fears are, people, but but you know,
sharing his
but when you're like in the middle of the audience or somewhere, and the focal point is that up there, that seems like a long way, you know. So I gotta
You gotta get up.
I gotta get up there and walk through and past these people, and that really used to cringe me out.
Oh,
But
I
at the
love it.
same time,
You love it.
there's an expectancy, and it's a performance. So
It is
you're
a
smiling
performance.
and you're
Yes.
waving and you're
Yeah.
smiling, and I think we've kind of perfected that part.
We
But
definitely perfected that.
but there's still something inside that's still even sometimes when like Kennedy Center has a huge stage,
Oh
and
my
I would
gosh.
be, can I already be out there, you know, because there's this fear that you're gonna slip, that you're not gonna make it to the middle.
Oh, not me. I love it.
It's just
I love
so
it.
you
I
gotta
love it.
you gotta
Oh,
do what you
man.
gotta do to make it happen.
My first job was at UDC,
Yeah.
and my they were producing a commercial for the school to develop or try to get more students. And the line was, and remember students, UDC is a smart choice.
Yeah.
So I was dating someone there, and he said, well, you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, sure. I didn't know
Yeah,
it
you
was that
were.
big.
Yeah.
So I did
Yeah.
it. Remember students, UDC is the smart choice.
Yeah.
Took it to the program manager, and we were scared to death because nobody's supposed to be in the studio at that time. And
Yeah.
they liked it. They liked it, and that's when Don heard me on the air there and
Oh,
called me
fantastic.
up, and
Yeah.
But ever since then, I mean, I loved being on the air. I loved connecting with the people. I loved hosting the concerts. I loved being called out in the back.
But you're a good
And-
example of your passion became purposeful.
It became purposeful.
Because
yeah.
you it's like playing church. You played with it so much that it became
became
natural, and it became real, and it's natural. You know.
Yeah.
I remember.
I was scared to death on that first Thanksgiving gospel.
But you know, you're
special.
supposed to be.
I was. The open mic. He said the mic is open. That was music from.
Yeah.
Like, close the
It's
mic,
only
just
a
close
few
the mic.
thousand,
It
tens
was
of thousands of people listening.
That's just so
But
cute.
but
Yeah.
I think just like with preaching, I think that if I don't feel some sort of anxiety and nervousness,
little.
then
Yeah.
there's something wrong there.
But I
Then.
love it.
Yeah.
I look for the camera.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like
Find it. Yeah. I said find it. Where is it? You want me to do what? Sure. Absolutely.
There's a camera there.
There's a camera there.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about your projects.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your projects. We'll take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Pastor Henry P. Davis and the First Baptist Church of Highland Park is excited about the Elevation Career Ministry, and you will be too. Our team of professionals are here to assist you with one-on-one career coaching. Maybe you need assistance with resume review, or answer questions as you navigate through your career. Or if you're looking for job options, we are here to help you. And with that, we're excited to offer virtual professional development training each and every Monday at 6 o'clock p.m. We are going to bring the vast knowledge of Highland Park right to you. To connect with one of our Elevation career coaches, or if you would like to register for the virtual training session, send an email to elevation-employment@fbhp.org. You'll be glad you did. But wait, there's more. For job opportunities, get on our employment distribution list. Go to our homepage, fbhp.org. Scroll down to the bottom of the site and click on Join Our Mailing List. It's just that simple. The First Baptist Church of Highland Park, doing our part in the community. Faith strong, faith forward, I focus.
Welcome back to Simone Talks. I'm your host, Simone Walker, and today we're speaking with Jerome Allen Bell. We've talked about your history, where you came from. We've talked about our life in radio, and now we want to talk
We talked about my mama too.
We taled about your mom.
Yeah.
Nope, no. And it was all good. It was all good, Mom. It was all good. Now we want to talk about your projects that you've been working on. You've done quite a bit of things, but now you're really, catching fire, and you're everywhere.
Yeah.
You're everywhere.
I am having such a blast with this season, and I tell you.
Oh yeah.
So I did a music project. It's called Bridging the Gap, and I did a series. Yes, that's him right there.
That's it.
Bridging the Gap, Generations, and Generations. It really was about literally bringing generations together. I had a cast of old school and new school folk, and we paid tribute to Edwin Hawkins on there. As a matter of fact, one of my last conversations with Edwin was about this very project.
Oh, wow.
And so we did Oh Happy Day on there with another DMV fave. I want to call her legend, Benita V. White.
Oh yeah.
But oh my God, just a collection of musicians and singers from Ronette, I want to say Rollins, she got married. From Ronette to Chad Gilbert, Robert E. Person, so many people, Bishop, the late Bishop now, Bishop James Flowers, it was recorded at my home church, the New Macedonia Baptist Church.
Yes.
I did Pass Me Not, which I also used to lead with your choir at Rehoboth.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that's right. So and you know this, because you just make me think of something else, but singing is what I was doing before all this other stuff. So thank you for this, because it really takes it full circle, because I was singing, I was with the choir and singing, and I had my own little group and doing A/B selections at musicals. I was doing all that before the radio, before the artist manager, before I even had relationship or knew Clarks and Hawkins and all that. So it's been like full circle. It's been so much fun.
Oh yeah.
But the music project actually interrupted the book that is coming.
Okay.
So the book is about a big high.
So is that going to be Bridging the Gap also, the Generations book?
No, the book is Big High. It's about a big high. You know about a big high? No, let me tell you. No, don't answer that. No,
I don't know about a big high.
Let me please say. Listen. So it's an acronym actually. It's busy is good. How I got here.
I like that.
So people always ask how you got here and all that kind of sort of thing. So I got here, I kept busy with what I was doing. Being busy is good. And you kind of alluded to that earlier. But that's the book. And in my writing of the book came up the ideas for the music. So the book I put on pause, and I started and got done and finished a whole CD.
Oh my.
And now I'm back
Okay.
to completing the book. But it is a project that I'm incredibly proud of.
Yeah.
Andre Jones, extraordinary producer, Carlton Hicks,
I
you know,
see.
so
You
we're
have
doing
some big names
we're
on
doing a
here.
piece of singing on there.
So you didn't set out to do a whole CD, or did you set out
No,
to do a
it
whole
kept
CD?
growing.
It kept growing.
And growing
And
and
growing.
growing. Well, it
Yeah,
was
and
like
14.
okay.
14 selections.
Well, one of the songs on there is like an impromptu song. It kind of happened in the midst of the live recording.
Oh,
And
aren't those the best?
and then that ends up
Aren't those
being
the best?
folks' favorite.
Which one is that?
And that is called His Word is True.
His Word is
and I
True.
had a brother, Peggy Nanette. He was there from Guadeloupe, French-speaking West Indies island.
You
He was
traveled
there.
There's so much we didn't get to cover.
So we've been all over the world.
Yes,
That's
you
pretty
have.
much it.
Yeah.
But so Peggy was there. I called him up to sing what I was singing in French. So he did that.
Wow.
Then I had technology allowed me. I had a friend in Spain and a friend in Africa, and I had them do
Translate.
their different dialects. So
Wow.
it's all on there. So already it's literally touching and reaching the world. So I'm really excited about that. Another song, "Stay Up on the Wall," which was one of my favorite hashtags. But that song
It
was
is.
written by Darius Brooks of Chicago, Milton Brunson and Thompson Community
yes.
Singing.
Oh, yes.
So and now we've got a video coming up on that soon. So, you know, it's just a lot of stuff going on.
yeah.
So when I tell you I'm excited about this season, and you know, you got to reinvent yourself and do different things and keep it moving and keep it grooving. You know what I'm
Trust me, I
saying?
know.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited about this. And it's on the air.
It's on the air. The airplay is
It's
amazing.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay then, play it, you know, go right
Where
on.
can people-
Well, you know what? I'm real easy. Jerome Allen Bell, Allen. And my website is what? JeromeAllenBell.com.
And I bet your email is.
JeromeAllenBell@gmail.
I knew it. I knew it.
And if you can't remember Gmail, it's also JeromeAllenBell@AOL if you want to go that far.
It's the easiest thing.
It's Jerome Allen Bell.
Wow.
So my Facebook, my Twitter, Instagram, my MySpace page, it's Jerome Allen Bell. So when people say they
You
trying
did
to,
not go back to MySpace.
I'm
did
trying to
you?
tell you, when they say they trying to find me, they just lying if they ain't found me yet. So that's it.
So along with the, because you put out other books and you put out other CDs.
Yeah, I did another CD. It's a spoken word CD, and that's called Energy Tracks. Different topics to just energize you along the way, type sort of thing. And so I did that a couple of years ago. But I also did a book. The book, what was the book called? Yeah, the book was called Bridging the Gap Between the Music Department and the Pulpit.
And the pulpit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Forgot.
Yeah,
You're
thank
so,
you.
It's just so much going on.
Busy is good.
Busy is good.
Yeah.
And what's the high? What's the acronym again? Busy is good.
Busy is good. How I got here.
I got you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to work on that.
Would you please?
I
It's an
am.
incredible story how the book piece got started, but I don't know if you got time.
Oh, please do share.
Okay, so I'm at the Whitney Houston funeral, right? Which is, here's another thing, you get this, you know, it's not like name dropping, it's just what your experiences have been.
Yes,
And our friend Hezekiah Walker, Bishop Hezekiah Walker, whenever I would run into Hez, and I was one of the first to play his songs too when he had it on a cassette brought down from
Oh my gosh, cassettes.
Sweet Rain Records. Andrew
remember
Ford
those. I
gave me
remember
his
those.
record on a cassette. But he would always say, "So how'd you get here?" Whenever we would see each other, because them in New York and we were in Philly a lot, and then
Okay.
DC.
How'd you get
Either you drove, you caught the train, and then one of the airlines had this $40 shuttle that we used, it'd be big deal because we flew. You know, but
You something special.
yeah, you know. So how'd you get here? So we were down in the green room, which was the basement of the
It's
church.
the basement of the church.
Oh, okay.
A green room.
Waiting to
right,
go
right.
upstairs. And so Hez says, you know, how'd you get here? And it hit me so differently. because when I got the call of being invited to the private funeral, at first I thought the call was, them calling for one of the artists that I represented, to sing. But Mother Sissy wanted me there. Ooh, so I'm there, and so when Head says, "How did you get here?" Then we had to hug each other because I was about to go in, and it had nothing to do with Whitney. But at that moment, I realized how I got here, how this led to that, and led to that, and led to that, and relationships, and being nice, and treating people nice, and because at the end of the day, people may not remember what you did, but they'll certainly remember how you treated them, and how you made them feel. So that's been very special. But that started. So that's how long I've been writing this too. So that started this pathway with the book piece. That is, now that I'm finished the music, I want to get back to the book. Not that the book won't be finished. It'll kind of be just like a volume 1, because he's still here. Chapters are still being written. So thanks for that, and that's coming up, and I can come back on the show.
You can. You
Yeah.
can.
Okay.
That's a great segue. I thank you so much.
Okay.
It is such an honor, and it's so much fun to reminisce on the experiences. We could literally still be here all day long and just go over stories and stories after stories. But I am so excited about all the projects. Can you tell us again where to get Bridging the Gap Live Generations? And this is Jerome Allen Bell. You
Yes.
do not miss it.
Do not.
Tell us where we can get
Do
this
not
again.
pass me by.
Do not pass me by.
So my website, JeromeAllenBell.com, but it will also help and lead you to All Truth. No, it will help. It will lead you to other sites.
Wait a
I mean,
minute.
wherever.
Another show.
That's another show. Wherever you get your your digital music, but hard copies, you do have to go through the website. But all the digital outlets have it. So we literally are everywhere, and it's
that's
so
Jerome
exciting.
Allen Bell.
Yes, ma'am.
Just Google Jerome
Yeah,
Allen Bell. And
Jerome Allen Bell,
Jerome
because
Allen.
because what pushed me, and my mom loves this, what pushed me to have to use my whole name is because there's another Jerome Bell.
Yeah, they're always
He ain't doing
another.
the same. He ain't doing this, and
you
I
don't
don't
want
want to
that
get it twisted. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
so much.
We're so proud of you. We're so
Thank
proud of you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
This is wonderful.
We'll be joining us again.
The Simone Walker Show.
Thank you. That does it for today's show. Please tune in next time for another Simone Talks show.
Today's guest is Jerome Allen Bell. For more information and to get in contact with him, go to JeromeAllenBell.com. Read his bio, check out his picture gallery, and purchase his product and music. You can also find his products on Amazon, or go to iTunes and download your favorite song or CD today. Follow Jerome Allen Bell on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Works of your hands. The works of your hands. I am amazed.
She's doing good.